sir.
Sweet.
Yeah. Hi, Greg.
Hello.
Hi, mate.
G'day, mate.
Mate. Okay. So, hi, guys. It's going to be in English this time because, we're speaking French all the time here in France.
Yeah, but
So, let's communicate a bit more with some other guys that you know, more Australia, New Zealand, UK, and stuff like that. So, we're going to speak with some other people because we already got 2 live actually with you and Adam Ignace. So hi English community that don't know me, I'm Nicolas Desjardins. Maybe you can present yourself because some people still don't know you. They live in Mars that just arrived. There are reptilian people, I don't know. Weird people. Who are you?
Who am I? Who am I?
Who am I?
My name is Greg White, and I was born in Australia, and I'm an ex-pro athlete. I used to play rugby union, rugby league, and rugby sevens. I represented England in 2012 on the sevens circuit, and then I had a plethora of injuries, and I had issues with my body, bloating, gas, digestive issues, mental fog. I was always injured, shoulder problems, ankle, knee, you name it, I had it. And I thought, this isn't normal to feel like this all the time, and constant inflammation, poor sleep, the list goes on. So when I got to about 25 years old, I thought to myself, something needs to change.
Oh, you were just below 25 years old?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I'm pretty young, man. I'm pretty young.
Yeah.
And decided to finish my studies in strength and conditioning, holistic health coach with Paul Check, personal training. I originally studied a Bachelor of Business. Don't ask me how I finished it.
You done it?
But it wasn't for me. It wasn't my path. And little by little, I've now been retired from rugby for 3 years, and I've reconverted into a holistic health coach. And I work with athletes, top level athletes, international athletes, amateur athletes, and people, everyday people, businessmen, mums in a gym, and online. So now I've accumulated some experience, some wisdom with my pain and suffering and my studies and working with people. And just this last year, me and Nicola have come into contact and things have aligned. And we were supposed to meet last year. And now we're here a year later, and we just did our first workshop 8 days ago. So it went really, really well. And
he's counting the days, so that was
it's going fast.
Even.
It's going fast. But there you go. That's a little background on me. I transitioned from a professional athlete into a coach. There you go.
Yeah, man. Awesome. He's an awesome guy. If you don't know him, follow him on his social media. So you got
follow me.
Follow you. And Instagram as well. We're not sharing on Instagram at the moment, but what's your Instagram if people want to see you?
It's Original State. So origin, spelled origin, all, which means holistic global, and then state, ST8. Or you can just find me, Gregory S.A. White.
There we go.
There you
if
go.
You're a new era page, I tag him often, so it should be good as well for the next days, because we just promote the event. It was awesome. Hey, hello to everyone. Hello, Nathalie, hello, Lisanne, Lucy, all from Quebec people. They're awake at this time, so that's good. That's a weird hour to do a live, but we're just having fun.
What a way to start the day.
Yeah, man. So actually, I'm leaving this night. So I'm just doing that live with Greg. After we're gonna treat his amazing girlfriend that create our video. So it's all is getting a family thing. And after I'm going home after my big tour of 2 months and a half. So gonna see my own family. It's about time to see my babies. So there we go. Hey, guess what? I got no COVID. I got this. Can't get it. I tried. In Nantes, I remember we're hundred of people gathering together, eating with no mask. I just can't get it. I don't know do we need a passport to get COVID? Okay.
He's been trying.
An insanity pass. Just kidding. Insanity pass. Okay, good. It's amazing to have you guys. If you had questions, just ask them. It's going to be big fun. What we did with Greg actually was creating a course that is named Apply Neurology for Sport. Yeah, and rehab. And at the first sight, they did know a bit what I was doing. They did level 1 a bit, but finally, when they saw it in live and could feel what's going on in their body, I think they were like, that face all the time.
Boom!
What's going on? And why do athletes don't do that? So that's exactly what we're gonna talk about. Why does athlete don't do that? Why does coach don't learn those stuff? Why does medical doctor they get asked to? Why doctor don't do that? Why don't they? I don't know, because they haven't taken the course. And there's something I'm a bit fighting against at the moment. It's called pop neuro. I want to really spend more times to make people understand actually that neurology is super complicated, but can be not dangerous, can be easy to apply with some base, but you got to remember there is some pathology behind some problem. Sometimes it's safe, sometimes it's not safe, and for that you need to be trained properly. So that's what we are doing at New Era for years. I'm using those protocols for more than 10 years, 12 years already. I'm into neuro, communicating with the joints and stuff like that. So if you see my video, you're going to see I'm pretty used with muscle testing, joint testing, stuff like that. So that way I can talk with physiotherapists, kinesiotherapists, osteopath, etc., because I got a good biomechanic ground. But after I start to integrate neuromechanics, after energetic, after cognitive, etc. So with that, when you can masterize all those concepts, it's pretty interesting to create links between them and show a specific example to athletes and other professionals. In a way, they can feel it because they're pretty kinesthetic. That's Greg every time. Yeah, I can. I can feel my ear releasing. Oh, my big toes, with my big toes. No, so they're super proprioceptive. That's what we want about athlete. But in the same way, if there are a proprioception deficit that come into place, the movement is gonna be straight affected. So we did tons of example in the course. By the way, I just sent a video treating a Mark. Kerala.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 or 4 videos that I'm gonna post about this treatment, and you're gonna see those apply concept over. He's an active pro rugby player at the moment at the Toulouse Olympic, and you're gonna see. So he didn't realize it actually. I can imagine exactly how he can be beaten on the field, how I can break his knee, how I can anything, I know where he's gonna break first with those tests, and we fixed it yesterday. It's gonna last in time because we spend a lot of time to make him understand that if he do the exercise, he's gonna create a strong base after, and those problem won't come back. But if we just do it one time, it won't last in time. So anyway, he was a super interested anyway.
Yeah.
So the same for you. What maybe you can talk a bit about the course, what we did, and maybe what were the moment you had.
There was a lot of light bulb moments. It's kind of like but Nicola like turns on the light and you're like, oh, I get it. So I've been doing mobility and, I've got pretty good mobility. But what the big thing I took out of it was having stability before mobility. And yes, I'm mobile. I can move in some pretty dangerous positions. People call me a ninja. But I didn't have that stability. I didn't of my feet. The
Just
first contact with the ground.
3 times by the time he was doing that. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the food. Okay.
So yeah, I was lacking stability in my feet, which was the first contact with the ground, and that has a river effect to the ankles, the knees, the hips, the lower back, the upper back, jaw. That's all connected to the brain. So I felt when we did certain exercises, I'm talking about my personal experience.
That's okay. That's perfect.
I felt when we were doing certain exercises, it made me more consciously aware of what was going on in my feet, which is super important because, as I said, the first contact that athletes or everyday people have with the ground is their feet. So Nicola made me aware of that, and that's great. But so we're literally getting to the root cause. So we're not putting a Band-Aid on it like a lot of people do. And I'd massage that out, and here I'll take this and take that. He made me aware. Okay, he connected my brain to the issue, and then gave me exercises to do. Okay, for me personally. Okay, because everyone's different, and that's what I loved about it. So I had my own personal exercises, and I understood it. I understood the reason why and the root cause. And then he gave me some exercises, which I've been doing the last week, and I feel more grounded. I feel like my feet are more, more stable. And
not bad.
I have that stability now, and that's going to increase my mobility, and my mobility through all ranges of motion are going to be strong, which is going to help me to get into positions better in the gym, training. So there you go. That was my experience.
Maybe we can open a door. Like if people don't get what's stability vs mobility. Mobility. If you want to be mobile, you need to be stabilized first. Why? Why is that? Because the body don't want to be imbalanced in any movement. You want to have a proper movement in controlled balance. If he's losing the balance, you're losing the strength, you're losing everything. You're losing your posture, you're losing your proper movement. You all slide on something, you're losing your stabilization. So you were not creating a proper coordinate movement in the sky at the same time with your arms. It was just something to protect yourself, to keep holding what you were holding, and after protect your brain or your skull if you fall on the ground. So stability need to be the first concept to have in any joint issue, posture issue, proprioception, whatever you want. After once your body is stabilized, you can think about creating instability. Because every time we're moving, example, a limb, we are creating instability. If you're not sure, remove your arm and lift it with the other. You're going to see that's pretty heavy. That's pretty heavy. A dead limb is super heavy. Do that all the time. Remember? We unlimb someone in the course. No, just kidding. Trash joke.
Dad joke.
Okay. So our limbs are super heavy. Okay. So if you take example an arm, you just move it through space like that. You don't realize how much heavy is your arm actually, because you got a lot of muscle stabilizing in. Even you're gonna do a counterweight with your body sometimes if needed. You change your posture to adapt it, but stabilization is the key. Otherwise, if I move my limb, it's gonna put my body off balance, and if I got no activation, we see that in some neurodegenerative disease. People got no control over their spine, over their stuff like that, and they can't do it anymore. That's it. It's brain based. The rupture of cervical spine, cerebellum issues, whatever. The person is not able to activate his extensor anymore, which are the muscles that stabilize yourself. And it's not that the person don't have muscles; it's the muscle are not activated properly because they don't have the proper sensory information, or sometimes can be a lesion of the descending information. Can happen, but most of the time fix the sensory information. So yeah. Thank you, Lisanne. You get it. Yep.
Yeah.
Show. Yo. Lisanne is a yoga teacher around Gatineau, Ottawa, the capital of Canada. So pretty good. Amazing woman. That's it. Et, E, N, E, N, E, N, E. We use chromotherapy as well, because that's pretty interesting, because colors are frequency. We are made of frequency. We forget. We always think ourselves as a biomechanic object. We can say a skeleton mech covered with muscle and flesh. Yeah. Controlled by your brain. So that's why I see body a bit. But behind it, we are frequency. We are atoms. We are that bind together, that create molecules, that create tissues, that create systems, that create organs, that everything. We are at base pure frequency. So we are energy, my friend, and we are ruled by energy. So we need light, we need stuff like that, of course, and we can use the light which diffracted in a specific material creates other frequency, which are perceived as colors by or cones in our eye, but actually colors don't exist in the physical world. They're just made in the brain that translate them with our cones. So that's interesting to use colors to activate some specific muscle. I've done tons of research on it. It's pretty interesting. We got different pathways in the eyes as well. We didn't go that far in the course because some visible pathways stimulate more the structure, more the mental, etc. Like the parvo-magno-coniocellular pathways. Teach that in level 2. But what we get to remember, it's colors go by the unconscious visual pathway, which link to the hypothalamus in the brain, which is a central structure of the brain that's connected with the middle line of the body. So all the stabilization muscle are affected by the hypothalamus as well. And hypothalamus is responsible for hormones. There's some stored emotion going through there as well. So that's pretty interesting. Can play with having some correlation. There's the emotional motor system, which provide beauty, quality, grace, finesse in the movement, which a robot, if you program a robot to move, is going to move precisely, but it's not going to be sexy, or you won't live any emotion, which are the those family emotional muscle network that are interesting. So maybe we are stimulated some of those concepts with colors as well. I don't know. Got to find a bit more about it later. I don't want to deliver my information. So we use colors over athletes. We had some athletes in the course, and powerlifter. We had the other one. Ludo was
a rugby player and a CrossFit coach.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's really interesting because our color, we get an emotional response because of that secondary visual pathways, and it triggers our emotion without knowing it. Okay, if I'm wearing colors all the time now. I'm blue. I got super socks. Yeah.
Orange.
And color triggers emotion in people, and that's interesting to use it even for training, because sometimes we need a specific, we can say, frequency. We don't gather them, we don't accumulate them in us. So we can use it sometimes when we lack of a specific something. I don't want to say a specific frequency. We're not like a computer that need it, but we still need a complex environment of frequency that are human compatible. I'm not talking about 5G and stuff like that. I'm talking about human frequency, which are in the visible spectrum. I mean, if you take the electromagnetic spectrum, you look at the visible spectrum, in there is going to live the 7 color of the rainbow of your chakra, the sound of a scale, do, re, mi, fa, sol, si, do. Sounds better in French. A, B, C, D, F, G. What the hell is that?
Everything sounds better in French.
Yeah. So it depends. Singer sometimes is better in English. Okay, so remember the guy with Jane Bound, License to Kill. Old full stock. No, it's not good. Okay, just kidding. So we need those frequency. We can use those frequency. I love to say frequency because we can sometimes use a sound corresponding to the same color. That's really amazing. We did that. We did that on Adam, and it created a neural confusion on him. Create a neural response, a bad neural response, which is pretty rare. And we found after that is he got a fear paralysis reflex non-integrated, and it was he had a problem with the kinesthetic response and auditive response. So the fact of adding a noisy sound in his ear was causing actually a sympathetic upregulation. So it was stressing his body. I said, oh, that's interesting. So he must be the guy that got issues with the noise around him all the time. And
he freaked out. He tried to close off and take a backward step. It was too much for his brain. You could see him tense up and stress.
So that's exactly what I was talking about. You need to have a specific comprehension of those mechanics, because if I was just average guy starting to play with neuro, and I would put him the collar, and I would to do the max with him, so I would get that frequency as a sound too, but actually the sound was bad for him. So the only good thing was the collar at the moment. And when we treat Mark, Carola, the hand of God. It's the touch of God.
Kerala.
The helping hand of God.
It's Egyptian.
Yeah, Karhala for God. And Karhala is the helping hand of God in Arabic.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Sorry, my Arabic skills are that's so bad. And that's really cool. And him in that case, it was his eye, and I was trying to find a problem with he got a moral reflex on. So usually I use color, sounds, lights to stimulate the thalamus. In this case, we had to remove the color because it was creating a conflict in him as well. And the same stuff, he got a visual moral going in. So you can overcharge the nervous system pretty quick if you don't master those concepts, if you don't understand that it's possible neither. It's not just do that full protocol, give him everything. No. The example you told me about nutrition. Hey, got a leaky gut, let's go. Can I take vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin A, vitamin D? No. Okay, let's check why you get a leaky gut.
Well, what's the point if you can't absorb it?
Exactly.
And your digestive system's not functioning.
So we need a better comprehension. I will tell it to you all the time, because that's the point. Is better analysis, and you're gonna have less supplements to buy, less exercise to do, because people anyway are super lazy. They don't want to do. They're gonna forget all the time. Sometimes they travel. They don't want to bring with them $18 of products and stuff like that. We need to be realistic. In neurology, the more specific is the treatment, the better result you have. And it reminded me the guy that was, I don't know the price, but he was charging like $5,000 to put a nail somewhere. So the problem was that plaque, and he fixed the machine. And the person say, why are you charging $5,000? It was just it was just it was just a nail. Said, well, it's not the price of the nail, it's my expertise that you paid. That's why I use just one nail to fix the problem. That's interesting. But your brain, if you give him too much, can have a neural overcharge, which is going to lead to other problems, and that's bad.
What was interesting with Mark is you were saying that he was oversympathetic at night, very stimulated, he couldn't sleep. So someone like that who's always in a
performance mode,
stressed, cortisol, adrenaline, if you prescribe them with something, how can they absorb it, or how can they digest properly? By the end of the treatment that you did with him, he felt very relaxed, and he felt very clear-minded, and he felt lighter. And for Mark, that's hard for him to get into that situation, because he's always training, he's always stimulating the brain, he's always in that fight or flight response. So it was nice to see Nicola do some of his work and help him to understand how to get into a parasympathetic state so he can rest, digest, and rejuvenate and sleep properly.
You cannot recuperate. You cannot sleep. You can sleep, but you won't go into deep sleep. Paradoxal sleep, actually, which detox the brain and everything. When you heal your body truly, it's not just like a little I feel better a bit. It's a deep state of cleaning up in your system. Same way as a real digestion or good digestion, you need to be in parasympathetic. You need so everything. Actually, we need to be in sympathetic a really short span, a really short period. Example, you attack a prey. You go all in 100%, not 80%, like we're training in the gym. Don't go that far, okay? But actually, in real life, you have to go. Somebody rub your wallet. Are you gonna jog 40 kilometers behind? Hey, marathon! No, you're just gonna sprint and do whatever you can, because after you're done. And we don't train that way. We should train that way. Less time per year. We train too much. We train too lazy. And we don't recuperate properly. And we don't eat properly, and everything. There's a lot of stuff to change. The accessibility of bad stuff is just overwhelming, actually. The water and the air, the waves everywhere, the EMF everywhere.
For sure.
Stress, pollution, pressure, social pressure is super intense. It was intense back in the day too, but people, I'm a gardener. I'm going to garden all my life, and that's it. My father was a gardener. I'm a super gardener. I'm just going to garden, and that's it. I don't want to be the best gardener in the world. I'm just doing my garden. I got something to eat. I got a roof. I got a family. That's it. That was their stress back in the day. Oh, not enough rain. Now it's even the weather is crazy. Everything is going crazy.
It is. The world's going crazy.
So performance stress, and now we can see people's naked all over internet. We can see super performance all over the world, and sometimes it's great to trick some competition, but I think it's maybe too much. Maybe too much. Competition exists in a natural format in nature. Look at two cats fighting each other. It's going to be a play until somebody say, I don't want to play anymore, and that's it. But it's always a competition. Who's the best? It's natural that way. Now we create it with the superhero, movie star. A lot of bullshit, a lot of bullshit that is not real. And how can we copy that? That's woman. They want to have fake boob, fake lips, fake everything, be in super shape, super mom, super career, super lifestyle at the same time. If you find a solution, I can't, because I don't have a lifestyle and I'm just working. So you can have a big career and a super lifestyle and a super body as well, and a super sleep. And maybe some people get it. Félicitations. I don't find it real neither. So lack of balance. And when I see athlete, after I'm gonna go back on the subject, I see athlete. Those athlete got children. You, Adam, I don't know about Mark.
No, not yet. He's got a dog.
He's got a dog. When you have a kid, you're done. But having kids, having a career, do have to do the training with all those guys. He's lucky if you got a good salary. He can pay.
You can pay for good food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's important, because a lot of athletes, if you think about fighters and stuff like that start unless they're in the UFC and ranked, there's no money in sport. Seriously. So that's a big problem, because they need to be in performance. So they need to provide money in the home. They need to do super training at the same time. So where's the lifestyle? There's no lifestyle. You're just creating and super stress in all the sphere of your life, because you're you're fighting. It's survival mode all the time. And that's exactly what I was seeing. Well, I see him.
Yes.
I see Adam.
Yeah.
I test those guys, sympathetic overcharge.
Yeah.
Their body can't sustain anymore. And what's going on after? When he had the noradrenaline issues, Mark.
Yeah.
I find on Adam, I don't remember which one it is, but all markers of an excitatory neurotransmitter are in the roof. So what happened? Even if you want to slack down, the biochemistry of his body he's in survival mode. The body is going to keep doing that all the time. So there's no way the tissues regenerate. So the body is just aging super fast. So that's why they don't have a long career, because they can't manage their stress. They can't manage their lifestyle. So at least now we bring some solution for them. Our job as neurotherapists, new era posturologists, we can say, is to see the problem in the neural connection, see the deficiency in the systems, and remove those errors, re-educate those sensory information. After that, gonna bring tons of awareness to the brain, tons of good neurotransmitter. That's a switch that goes to the brain, because it goes from sympathetic to parasympathetic. Flux, GABA go up, everything go better, less inflammation, and as well we recreate a connection between the brain and the proprioception. So the proprioceptors, the skin, the eyes, inner ear, etc. So the person feel more grounded. She's more aware of her body, and the muscular chain will follow as well. So that's why I always test posture. If your posture is not right, you're gonna create a not right movement. Okay, because every time if I say, Greg, go to the toilet, you're gonna imagine yourself lifting up yourself and walk to the toilet, because we pre-program our movement all the time. Yeah? That's right. You were thinking about that.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you need to know where you are and where you're going. So where you are is your posture. If you're an athlete standing upright and you got a problematic posture, you're gonna start from a problematic posture, and after your movement, there's a fairly little chance that your bad posture bring a good movement. So that's the logic. So we need to fix that first, but I integrate different concepts. Usually I was just using posturology at first. Now I evaluate a lot in my system. I'm mixing other stuff, etc., because some other stuff are even in a higher hierarchy than posture. Because imagine, being stand-up is using our external proprioceptors or exteroceptors to see where we are in the environment. But first, we need to do what I did to Mark, is where are you standing in a way with your internal structures. So I test the link between the diaphragm and some several bony structure of the body, and he had the sphenooccipital joint that was not moving properly. I sent the video on the social media. You can see it today, just on our page. I don't know, there's a delay, but it's YouTube, Instagram, and everything. Have fun, guys. And the other problem was the hyoid bone, which is the end of the diaphragmatic tree. So, and we found the ninth cranial nerve actually that's permit the swallowing. So the hyoid bone was not moving properly. There's an inhibition of the ninth cranial nerve, the glossopharyngeal, which is related to it, and the tongue actually, and all that structure. Well, he got a weird rehab to do with his tongue, and I fixed the sphenoid bone, the sphenoid bone. It was even affecting his color consistency in his brain. Couldn't see. He was looking at the two red dots, and one was shading away, and then finally he was seeing brighter, the two, and they're no fading. So I need to fix people internal proprioception before going in external proprioception. So people are just thinking about fix posture in neuroscience, but fix what's inside before going outside. It's like you. Hi, Greg, I want to meet you so bad. You're so beautiful, but I'm completely tired from the inside. I need to work on myself before trying to interact with other people as well. Take that as a lesson. I'm gonna answer Angie's here. Hello, Angie. Thank you. Super appreciated. Got a problem with my mouse here. Yes, we program our movement exam. But for programming it, we need to see it mentally. There we go. For a device, no, I don't find any device actually. I just do some. I consider myself like an informatician of the nervous system. I'm doing tests. I'm stimulating different structure of the body, and we see after is there a reaction, a parasympathetic reaction. Example, I use a lot of muscle testing a lot, or mobility factor or postural factor. And example, in a way, if I touch Greg like that, okay, my skin got its own charge. I got no injury in my hand, my forearm, everything goes. So I should have a lower electric charge in my hand. If I touch Greg, example, he got an issue with his forearm. There's a injury current installing in the skin that will alter his current. If I touch that current with my current, it's going to create a potential action, which if the potential action is big between the current of his skin and mine, that's going to create a temporary parasympathetic effect. That's going to relax the muscle. That's how I love to test with muscles, but you need to be relaxed to do it, because otherwise, if I'm stressed, I'm going to have a galvanic skin response myself. It's going to create a higher charge of my body, and higher charge with higher charge. If we touch ourselves, it won't have any potential action, so the test is going to be canceled. So that's a bit of electrophysiology 101, but it's interesting that there's science behind it. For the rest, posture will change in a bad way when there's a problem, or in a good way, or same. If we create a stress in the body, the sympathetic response is going to take the blood from the organs, going to redirect it to the muscles to prepare the body for fighting, running, whatever, throwing a baby through the window. So the muscle are going to be tense, so there's going to have less mobility of a joint. So that's interesting. Yeah. So there's a lot of way of testing those concepts, and once you masterize them, after you can go in really deep physiology, really interesting. Some cerebral systems can test even meridian, etc. So yeah, so the best way maybe to start, if you're, I don't know if you're a trainer, if you work a bit with athletes, but we got a course online. I could write you the site here. You see, I'm talking in French when I write. And translate. And on that, you can, there's a course, a muscle testing course. That's the first one, at least for the beginning, to learn how to test every muscle of the body. After, there's the level 1, which is still there in English, before we convert in English the posturology courses. Yeah, so we got some cool stuff to teach you guys on that, and we got missing link as well in English with test the biochemistry of the body. Yeah, for parasite, bacteria, virus, fungus. Amazing course. You've been on it a bit.
It is mind blowing. It's incredible, and it's completely against our belief structures. So these are little 1%ers that I think coaches are looking for. And just to finish off, I'm a coach. I'm an ex-professional athlete, and I really feel that the exercises that you learn on the workshop are very simple, effective, and people get it. They understand it, and that's super important. If they don't understand and they can't apply it efficiently and simply, it won't be long term. So what I love about Nicolas is that he explains it really well. He's very bright and humorous and gets a message across, but he explains it simply so people can understand it, absorb it, and then they can put it into practice in their day-to-day coaching or everyday life. So yeah, it's something I've done a lot of workshops. Whatever it is, like neuroscience, holistic health, and this for me is it can go in depth, but it's easy to understand and apply, if that makes sense.
We're gonna translate it. We film it. Of course, we film it in French. It's gonna be ready in a month, I think.
No
But
pressure.
I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. But we're gonna translate it, and level 2 is coming, and we got a cursus. Finally, neuro athletic trainer certification is coming ahead, so it's gonna be part of that course. And if you want to have your certification, Lisanne, how can you pretend I'm French? I got absolutely no accent. Oh my God! But thank you. I love the French accent.
Yeah.
The Quebec accent is really good.
If I can't understand it, I'm still trying.
Yeah, thank you, Lisanne. See you soon. And Angie, thanks. Okay, cool. What we show instead of that mobility? Oh yeah, that's cool because you were teaching concept of mobility, and it was knee
Knees
over
over toes and dense strength method. And
have you seen knees over toes? How can you teach something about? Oh my God, knee over the toes. Okay, just love to laugh at myself. Okay. So knee over toes, dense strength method, and the other one was range of strength. Range of strength, pretty cool. I can't wait to be home and practice those stuff with the stuff of Charles together. It's going to be amazing. That's funny because we tried the method example for the knee, remember, and you gotta try that stuff seriously. That's amazing. But the example we took Ludo, I think that was Ludo. It was doing the method with the what's the name?
Split squat.
Well, example,
toes,
with the knee over the toes.
Yeah,
and it was on 3 plate, I think, or 4 plate.
Yeah.
4 plate.
Yeah, it was 4 plates. It was up very high.
Yeah. And finally, we just put some color glasses that would suit in with you this day, and he removed 2 plates that big frack. And finally, he was going.
He accelerated very, very quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So those color bring frequency that brings stability and control and parasympathetic. So less stress, you can go deeper. If you're stressed, your muscle contract. That's all the time. So that was really interesting to mix up their technique, which are super musculoskeletal technique. Actually, you go in the stretch, in the mechanism, you prepare the body to go further. But once you plan, you use neurology at the same time. It was super fast. So you can save some maybe months. We can say of mobility.
Definitely. With strength through range of strength is strength through range of motion. Okay, and we get pretty good results with everything that we do. But I think literally what Nicola is telling you is like, just with like little tweaks and little tools, like literally you could move into positions more efficiently. That's what I learned from this, to become more efficient. You know, a lot of people are stretching and doing extra reps and no pain, no gain, trying to do the more is better. And this is kind of like quality, efficiency, and you're going to get better results.
Yeah, in respect of your brain.
Yeah.
See, poker face or smiling for your training as well. That's Dr. Cope, they say that. That's funny. So if you're telling your brain, I'm not happy with what I'm doing, so you won't have the same result as if you're having fun and enjoy it. And it's really interesting. So cool. In a way, we're gonna less is more. Yeah, precise is better always. Precision and speed always save us, but grinding like crazy, it's just avoiding that concept of longevity. That now you're full of traumas everywhere in your body. I always do as an handicap when I was young, and just realized that we can't endure all the time. Trauma. It's impossible.
It's crazy. We've been programmed in the performance, health, fitness, yoga industry, whatever, that we've been programmed. And like this, what's happening now is people's minds and consciousness is expanding on the health and fitness industry. And if we're not adapting, and if we're not learning, if we're not growing, if we're not going in with an open mind, then we're going to miss the boat and we're going to injure ourselves. We're going to have more trauma. So what I loved is that it broke old paradigms of efficiency, stability, and just becoming more efficient with your energy. It was kind of like the analogy that you gave of the lion. The lion, okay? The lion, he's resting. He's chilled out most of the time. But when he's going hunting, he's in focus mode. He's in efficiency. He's
not texting while running.
He's not texting. Yeah, he's not. His workout isn't an hour and a half, 2 hours. You know, he's very precise, efficient with his energy. He's focused. He's in the zone. He's in flow state, and that's what we need to get into. But he will give 1,000%, but then he'll rest and recover. He'll chill out.
4 days of a complete rest, and
and he gets the job done. And that's what we need to do. We need, as athletes, we need to be more efficient and effective with our energy.
Full power and full rest.
Yeah,
and more rest than full power.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Yeah, but that's a concept that's maybe it's coming with the hypertrophy area that the body wants a physique, so they want to create hypertrophy, stimulus. But when you see pro athletes, the best pro athletes, sometimes they look like not average people, but not super hypertrophy neither. It's a functional muscle made for speed and recovery fast. And sometimes you just see jack guys say, wow, must be strong. No, because
but they burn out. They haven't got a motor, they haven't got an engine, they haven't got the stamina, they haven't got the endurance, they can't move.
I see often there's something really interesting that I can bring. If your muscle is super dense, you get lack of mobility.
Yes.
Imagine an elastic, okay? Grab an elastic, pull it. If you cannot pull it far away, it's gonna, you won't go far. And a muscle is exactly that: charge, discharge. And if you cannot discharge properly because you cannot charge it because it's too charged all the time, cannot discharge. Okay, so if you take an elastic, you go that far, it's gonna go far away. If you just go, it won't go far away. Neither if the elastic is slack. Somebody is hyperlax. You take it, there's nothing more. It's about to. It's another problem. But go to your gym, find the biggest guy in the room, say, hit me with your punch the slowest you can. It won't harm. Trust me. Hold on, it's coming. Size needs nothing without speed. Ask a kid, 3 years old kid, whatever, to hit you in the face the fastest he can. Even if he's small, you're gonna see. You won't love that. Trust me. You got a baby, just receive a kick or oh my God, it's no fun. But speed kills. So there we go. And for speed, we need stability as well.
Yeah.
So, like I told you, if you close your eyes, run the fastest you can, you're gonna see. Just thinking about it, you always see yourself slowing down.
Yeah.
So there we go. No pain, no gain. No pain, no gain. So that's it. Something you want to say to people?
Just that the world is evolving and performance is like expanding. Like what we used to do 10 years ago, we look back and we're like, what were we thinking?
Even health, my body as well.
Health, fitness. Yeah, I look at things that I was doing as a player, as a professional athlete, and I was like, what are you doing, man? And again, it's just about being smart. It's about, as you said, working on the stability, finding the imbalances, doing the exercises to connect mind to muscle, opening up those neuro pathways that we're just not aware of. And this course has helped a lot of people and athletes become aware of what they need to work on. And it's those little 1% that probably make the difference long term. Because we don't want these athletes just having a career for 2 or 3 years.
I don't go below 20% of upgrading the consultation. You love it at
1%. and just getting to the root cause, like becoming aware of it and not just putting a Band-Aid or, some tape over the engine light of your car, really getting to the root cause and then putting the exercises in place, progressing and so we can have some long-term results.
When I see athletes with particularly in CrossFit, which they just over sympathetic all the time. Some nice athlete too, okay, but I see them full of comment ça s'appelle the tape proprioceptive tape everywhere. I'm looking at them. What the hell are you doing? Go back home, heal yourself. They're just full of tape and they go lift. No, no, it's nonsense. That's I don't love those kind of stuff because well, it can help, but we don't need those. We don't need those. We get better technique without nothing of that kind of tape and stuff like that. If you use it, have fun, but see somebody in real neurotherapy, you won't put tape anymore. So on a positive way, thank you for being there. It was lovely, amazing. Share if you like with some of your friend, therapist, athlete, whatever. And see you soon for the course with Greg. We might send some promo video eventually when I'm gonna be editing the course. But it was super cool. It's gonna be sad. I'm gonna miss you.
Yeah, miss you too. Time flies. We'll see you soon.
Yeah,
soon.
Yeah, yeah. You got something cool to say to Australian people?
G'day, mate. Chuck a shrimp on the barbie. We don't say that. We, you know.
Yeah. Mark told me the same stuff in the car. Why are you telling me that?
No. We say
the Barbie.
When everything's going to be all right, she'll be right, or it's all good. She'll be right. How far? Oh, not far.
Yeah, you live in a big country as well.
Yeah.
Or far, not far. It's like in Quebec. Wow. À côté.
Just next door.
Yeah, that's fun because in Paris, I'll come to Paris. I'm going to do your course. Okay, so let's go. We set a date in Paris. Oh, you're not in Paris Sound. I'm there. So no, I don't care. You're in the town. That's a big town. I'm in Paris. Come on, move. People here do Montreal, Quebec, 3-hour drive, and no problem. And more. Some people come from Rouyn-Noranda, 7-hour drive. And like, yeah, that's how you grab your education. Don't wait until he knocks to your door. Oh, sorry, I got a restaurant tonight. No, yeah. There's always an excuse for people that don't want to evaluate. Don't be those guys. Be like us. Hey, ciao. Big love. Bye.
Ciao.